Hello, and welcome to the Wreckage of Drannor. My name is Chris, and I'll be your Dungeon Master tonight, and I use they, them pronouns. We're thrilled to be streaming at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg. Well, how to describe the Wreckage of Drannor? It's a love letter to computer RPGs of my childhood, including the Baldur's Gate series, the Pool of Radiance series, Neverwinter Nights, taking a specific location from Pool of Radiance and then putting a modern spin on it. So the ancient elven city of Drannor has been lost to time many a time, and is so once again. And a group of unlikely heroes in this case will be heading there to try and uncover more secrets. I hope you enjoy the adventure. For those who are new to Dungeons & Dragons, everyone here is playing a fantasy character in a fantasy universe. They all have their own unique character sheets in front of them, which tell them who they are, what they can do, their deepest, darkest secrets, and what dice to roll. They'll mostly be rolling a 20-sided dice, and you should be seeing a little number ticker up here in the corner when they do. 20s are good, 1s are bad, everything in between is on a scale, so feel free to boo and or cheer depending on what's happening in the story. And while they play their characters, I, the Dungeon Master, will play literally everything else. So anyone they encounter, any monsters they have to fight, any weather patterns, story beats, anything else, that's all me. So you'll see me playing a huge number of people alongside them. Now, I'm very excited to introduce you to the cast of The Wreckage of Drannor, so without ado, here they are.
Hi, I'm Nat, I use she, her pronouns, and I'm playing Ildrathni Elendor, who uses she, they pronouns. Ildrathni is an elf, definitely not a Dhampir at all. No, mostly elf. And also a cleric and a little bit of paladin, and is currently traveling with a very, very ancient elf on a mission to go to the renowned city of Drannor.
Hi, I am Rebecca. I use she, her pronouns. I am playing Ava, who also uses she, her pronouns. Ava is an Azamar, warlock of the undead. She currently has a dead patron, stolen powers, a massive vendetta with her god, and the Wand of Orcus sending demons after her, so that's all fine. Some people say that she's evil, and I've no idea why. She just has a lot going on.
Hi there, I'm Nate. I use he, him pronouns, and I get played by G, who also uses he, him pronouns. And, I started off as a wizard, right? And then I hung about with some druids for a long time. And then that was when I became an artificer, sort of, for a bit. More like an apprentice, but then I didn't really finish my training. Most recently I made a warlock pact. And, I've been in some bands and stuff for a while as well. So I suppose you could say I'm kind of I like getting into a lot of different stuff.
Hi, I'm Niall. I play Anton Rain. Both of us use he, him pronouns. Anton is a divination wizard and a little bit of fighter thrown in there. Once found out that he is a descendant of an ancient Netherese wizard, undead mummy, and is, not a descendant, but a clone, and is currently struggling with that whilst being a little bit obsessed with magic and mythlars.
Hi, I'm Evie. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm playing Ephemera, who also uses she, her pronouns. Ephemera is a reborn druid of spores, and being reborn was killed, sacrificed to orcas at some point in the past, and through a wacky series of events is now traveling with her good pal Ava, totally not a terrifying angel person, with a wand of orcas being chased by demons. Life decisions have been made. Don't know if they're good.
And there are all of our lovely players. Before we dive too deep into the story, a couple more AOB to go through. First, a word from our sponsors.
We are delighted to be sponsored by HeroForge. HeroForge offers fully customizable tabletop minis with dozens of fantasy species and thousands of parts to choose from. You can see all of the minis that we designed for this stream in the overlay, and they animate when we enter the combat, so look out for that. HeroForge are fantastic, so do check out the Pro membership where you can get premium access to features ahead of time, and beta access to things, and all sorts of cool stuff that just makes your life a lot easier. And you can check them out at heroforge.com.
We are delighted to be sponsored by Ultra Pro. They make accessories for D&D, Magic the Gathering, and more. My favourite part of their collection are their figurines of adorable power. Here is their gazer. They also make other things such as deck boxes if you play Magic the Gathering. You can find all of Ultra Pro stuff at ultrapro.com.
Hey friends, check out our new sponsor, Phoenix Dice, for a carefully curated menagerie of click-clack math rocks for your delectation. Check out their entire selection at phoenixdice.com, and just so you know, Phoenix Dice are all about living gloriously in the worlds of tabletop games and sustainably in this one, which means their dice are working to be recycled, their packaging is recycled, the dice are made of sustainable materials. It's all great stuff. You should definitely get involved. You can also join us today in chat with a chance to be in a raffle and win some Phoenix Dice of your own. Just put !dice into chat and you'll be in with a chance to win.
We are proud to be sponsored by Alchemy RPG. Reimagine your gaming experience with Alchemy. They're focused on creating immersive, cinematic experiences everywhere you interact with tabletop role-playing games. Playing a game, creating a world, streaming, watching live games, discovering new content. Look at all the cool stuff that they are doing there. You can use environmental motion art, scene-based music, seamless character management to run your games over the internet, with upcoming features including homebrew content, streaming overlays, and spectator mode. So go and check out alchemyrpg.com.
We're delighted to be supported by Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, a Dungeons & Dragons strategy video game that brings together D&D characters from novels, adventures, and multiple live streams into a single grand adventure. Select your heroes and formation and battle through waves of monsters for free on PC, phone, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. You can pop exclamation code into chat for a free Electrum chest.
We are also supported by Warriors of Waterdeep. Take your team of warriors on a quest spanning the Forgotten Realms, all on your mobile. Power up your teams with items, work with your guild to defeat hordes of enemies, and test your mettle in the arena. And to make all of that work, you need gems! As we frequently say, the hunt for gems is real. Pop !wow gems into chat for a link to collect free gems and get yourself that nice sword you've been looking at, or revive your heroes against a deadly foe. Download link !Warriors of Waterdeep in chat.
We're delighted to be supported by Neverwinter. In Neverwinter, explore and defend one of the most beautiful cities from Dungeons & Dragons' Forgotten Realms campaign setting as it rises from the ashes of destruction. Epic stories, action combat, and classic role-playing await those heroes courageous enough to enter the fantastic world of Neverwinter. Neverwinter is completely free to play, so set yourself up an account today and pop !NW gift into chat for a link to a free gift.
Check out our supporters at D&D Beyond, your guide to digital dirt and dirt. Make character sheets online, share them in a campaign, and track all of those tasty little stats in one easy place. You can use the Beyond app to track your characters on the go. You can also use their encounter tracker and archive monsters to run any smooth combat thing. You know what I'm saying. You're a DM. You've done this before. You know D&D Beyond is the place to go. You can also check out our character sheets with an ! characters in Twitch chat below.
Check out our wonderful supporters, Elderwood Academy, who make beautiful bespoke gaming-themed gear, including hex chest dice boxes, spellbook deck boxes disguised as bespoke ancient arcane tomes, and scroll and codex dice tower and rolling tray pairings. Make your own with their online designer at elderwoodacademy.com.
This stream will run for 3 hours, and there will be a roughly 5 to 10 minute break somewhere near the middle. We run shows on Monday, Tuesday, and Friday at 6 p.m. Greenwich Meridian / British Summertime, which is 10 a.m. Pacific Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. in mainland Europe, and 2 a.m. Tuesday morning in Japan and parts of Australia. On Mondays and Tuesdays, we run TTRPG streams for 3 hours. And on Fridays, we run our talk show, Talk Together, for 1 hour. Our TTRPG streams can be one-shots, 4, 6, 8, or 12 weeks long. You can always find our latest schedule at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg/ schedule.
We are Roll Together RPG on all socials, so find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and even TikTok. Links in chat.
Thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. You can find a link in chat. Help us make our shows from just £1, $1, or $1 gold piece, and unlock more tiers by joining. Our D20 Club are fab. They've created a fan Discord for us. They've also made a wiki page for Roll Together. You can find that at rolltogether.fandom.com.
Welcome to our podcast listeners. If you also would like to listen to us via podcast, you can search Roll Together RPG on your favourite podcast provider. If we're not there, let us know and we will add ourselves to that list.
Finally, we play with a diverse group of players who play a diverse set of characters with wide-ranging sexual and gender identities. Our tables are trans and GNC positive, and we encourage and champion trans and GNC players and characters in our games. The DM and players may portray characters that are of a different gender to their own, and while we aim to avoid misgendering, we do acknowledge that it does sometimes happen, and have a company policy in place for correction should the need arise. If you think we've missed anything, please let us know. You can drop us an email at rolltogetherrpg@gmail.com or just pop something into chat. We're always open to hearing about how we can do things better. We use the TTRPG Safety Toolkit as part of play. If you put !safety into chat right now, there'll be a link to it, or you can ask us about it on any of our social medias. We're happy to share it. It is created by Lauren Bryant and Kiana Shaw, and is an absolutely excellent way to play safely at your tables, and we couldn't recommend it more. If you put !safety into chat as well, you'll also see a link to content warnings. This campaign does sometimes stray into the dark, especially party PvP, party and party conflict. So do check that out and see if there's anything there you'd like to avoid. Anyway, without further ado, here's the intro. Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 9 of the Wreckage of Drannor. Hope everyone's doing well today. So it's been a time. It has been a time. The party are still split, but hopefully not for long. And Ava has made some new friends, including an army of hippos and a clone of Anton. And is currently carrying a world-ending evil, well, it's not really evil, it's more just destructive, force control amulet, the mind of which, because it is a sentient creature that had its mind and body split, is in the place where the rest of the party are. It's probably fine. Speaking of things that are probably fine, the rest of the party found their way through to the centre of Drannor. It's not really the centre, but it's the centre of light power, you know. And in the basement of Castle Cormanthia, they found the Tree of Souls, the Elven Tree of Souls. There are a few of these around the world, but it's very important, TM, for elves. And Ephemera spoke to Erevan Ilsera? Erevan Ilsera.
Bunny.
They appeared as a bunny because that's my sense of humour. And they are the elven trickster god, and if I managed to speak to them, which is interesting. At the same time, the rest of the party were getting to know the Baelnorn a little bit. There was some very weird conversations with like lots of raised eyebrows between Nesiril and the Baelnorn that most of you just went, it's elf shit, and kind of ignored and stayed out the way of. You all found really cool magic items because it's that time of the campaign. And Anton is still very exhausted. Less exhausted than he was, but still very exhausted. Still 3 levels?
Run around that tree. No, 4 levels. I'm on 4 levels of exhaustion.
Oh my god.
Because I was on 5. Somebody took one off. I'm on 4.
I think the Baelnorn took one off. I can't remember.
Yeah, they did.
Yep. And then Ildrathni had a longer chat with the Baelnorn about not being a vampire anymore, which seemed good and fine, at which point the Baelnorn revealed that Nesiril plans to kill them all as part of a ritual to... Well, not kill them all. That was never made clear. I'm going to leave that one open. Plan to kill some of them as part of a ritual to do the thing they want to do, which is the whole reason why they're here, which is use the elven high magic to create a mythal and work with the mythalar, an Netherese power magic battery, to break a hole into heaven and speak to their god, because everything I do is biblical. Yeah, make a deal with God. At the same time, Ildrathni also found something out that I'm trying to remember. Oh yes, they all found out that there are also inevitables coming to try and free Pandorum, because that is correct. Because a contract was signed, and therefore there are unfeeling robot creatures trying to bring about the end of the world, because that's what it says on a bit of paper. I think it's fair to say that a lot is going on. Is that fair to say? Yeah.
Many plates.
Many plates. Anyway, Ildrathni just found out about Nesiril plans to kill all of you, and that the Baelnorn might have killed other Baelnorns to put up this shield in the first place. So Ildrathni's a bit like, what? And is running back into the room in which Ephemera and Nate were just about to take magic mushrooms because we needed more chaos. And Anton is wrapped around the elven tree of souls.
Tree of souls!
He's not further away. He's right there at the tree. It's not like, okay.
I think, well, we were told that the tree, sleeping in the presence of the tree, will cure a lot of exhaustion. So, seems like a good thing.
The whole room
So
is like...
I'm right up there. I'm right in the tree.
I mean, you could be anywhere in the room and it would still work, but no, you are...
up in the tree.
Hugging my sacred artifact.
I was going to say a turn of phrase I'm not going to say. But yes, you are very...
within its bushes, you know.
No, mine was worse. Okay, so you are deep in the tree. And Ildrathni, you come back inside
Yep.
to the central space with the information that you just received while... Are Nate and Ephemera already taking magic mushrooms?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Right.
I assume so.
Nesiril is sat off to one side, just they're also very exhausted after all of their use of elven high magic to break down the various shields to get to this point. So I imagine it's fair to say, and now correct me if I'm wrong, that Nesiril and Anton are both resting, if not asleep, then certainly like on the way there.
Hell yeah.
Grand. Okay. In which case, Nat, take it away.
Okay. I would also like to say, like, that moment at the end of the previous episode, in my head, I don't know what the kobolds have done with it, but there's a proper, like, horror movie, like that sort of, you know, when the room gets longer behiund the person and there's the
Sam
violin
Raimi
going...
pull. Yeah.
The Sam Raimi pull. I think that's what it's officially called these days, yeah.
Good. So that's just happened. Run down the corridor. Sort of, I think the door is like, it's a slight dramatic burst open.
Sure.
And Ildrathni just stands there and takes in the scene and sees.
What are Nate and Ephemera doing? Like, what point of mushroom taking are we in?
I am a good girl. I've never taken a mushroom, so I wouldn't know.
Stage 2, the giggles.
So I think at this point, Nate has like looked through, and it's not like these are not the
droids you're looking
intended magical effects of these mushrooms. It's very much what Nate has discovered through experimentation with various friends and over the years.
Yeah.
And so I think we're probably at the stage of like, we've taken this one like, I don't know, does he's found one that he's like, oh, this one, right? Well, I remember this one. Like, when you eat this, it makes all the surfaces around you like look like they act like water. Look, have a try.
Ooh.
And so once you eat it, you kind of, when you touch things, it kind of like ripples like you're like poking at a little wood or something.
And I think
see the ripples kind of move across like surfaces and objects.
Ephemera just starts giggling, just
Oh, hang on. Please. Ephemera, make me a con saving throw.
Of course. Oh no. That is 14.
I would give guidance.
Go for it. Add a d4.
What does guidance do again?
Add a D4.
D4.
Mm-hmm.
Not just like telling ephemera how to imbibe, but also like magically guiding this experience.
Magic dealer.
An extra 3, so that is 17.
Great. You are not violently ill. Even I don't think you could be.
No.
I will say that because the mushrooms don't interact as you might expect with your undead physique, you do get some of like, oh, everything feels weird and tactile. I think you start to have very strong sense memory of things that you can't do anymore that you used to be able to do.
Oh.
Whatever you want that to be. Yeah. Like maybe you hear your stomach gurgle. Maybe you, I don't know, start to feel like you've got saliva on your lips again. Like something that's a bit like visceral and a bit odd, where it's that moment of, oh, that's what this was like.
I think it's that I have the sensation of a taste in my mouth for the first time in that I can remember. So I just go going, oh, that tasted funny.
Yeah, some of them taste a bit weird.
Do things normally taste this bad?
Well, not normally, no. Like, a lot of things taste really good. But I guess, though, if you don't eat anymore, do you normally taste...
For the sake of the podcasters, I just shook my head.
Oh, yeah, so I mean, that must be really weird for you. Like...
Yeah, this wasn't what I expected.
No, I mean, these kind of things, they tend to affect everybody in a little bit differently, you know?
Have you got anything else?
Oh, I'm sure we can find something.
Ildra, they're both, like... Yep. There's probably... That entire conversation is quite punctuated by giggles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not like the kind of, I'm having a joke, that sort of low-level, something's not quite right with their heads, the... that underneath it all.
Shit. And then sort of pans around, sees Nesiril, I'm assuming, just chilling.
Just spooning Anton.
Wait, no, okay, this is an important distinction. Nesiril anywhere near Anton?
No, Nesiril is sitting in their classic cross-legged pose, floating slightly off the floor. Roll me an insight check.
Oh, lordy. Good. Starting out well with my dice betraying me. That is a 13.
You're panicked, you're stressed. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Their face is inscrutable. Yeah. They look... You noticed this last time, so I'm going to make sure this is there. There's a look on their face that's a bit like guilty. They're not 100% happy with the situation. But there's also a look of calm, measured control, which is what they usually look like, so it's fine. Everything's fine now. You can't tell if they're awake or asleep. Their eyes are closed.
Okay. And then we'll clock Anton hugging the Tree of Souls, asleep, wearing plundered elven clothes that were part of this holy shrine.
No, just for all of our benefit, are you sort of like one arm, one leg either side of the tree, or are you sort of curled around it? Like, what's the position?
It's like fetal position in the tree. Anton's a cuddler.
Okay, Anton's lying in the boughs of the tree, probably climbed up the tree a little bit.
But like, within reach?
You're very tall, yeah.
Okay.
He's not strong enough to climb that high up.
With 4 levels of exhaustion.
No.
You missed, while you and the Bellman were having that really important chat, you missed about...
I had to get my unseen servant to give me a leg up.
It took a good 15 minutes and it was ungainly.
It was very amusing.
The perfect thing for starting to take mushrooms.
I think Ildra is going to clock Anton. Storm over. The countenance has changed from that sort of slightly wild fear to something just more focused and cold. We'll just storm over, grab him by the scruff of the clothes.
Oh dear.
Pull him off the tree. Take a second, just staring at him. I don't know if you wake up, whether you're too exhausted.
Just ragdoll.
yeah, I think he's unconscious. I think he's like, ow.
Oh, he's defenseless. Ildrathmi, roll me a con saving throw, please.
Fuck.
You're really hungry. We've established this.
I know. That was so nearly in that one. That's a 22.
Oh.
He's just lolling around and his neck's right there, and you can literally see his veins pulse. Arteries pulse? They probably both pulse. I'm not sure. One or the other.
I think it's that vampiric thing of like, no one else can see it, but I can hear it. It's right there. Nate.
All right there. How's it going?
Take him off me.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. No problem. And even in this state, Nate is like, yeah, okay, and kind of comes over and tries to grab Anton and like do like a sort of fireman's lift style thing.
Gee, I'm very happy without rolls to say that Nate, much like yourself, is able to handle himself in these situations. So, yeah, go for your life.
There is a little bit of like back and forth of like Ildra's tried to let go but isn't. And then, yeah.
So I think, yeah, Nate is not very strong, so we'll try and find something nearby to place Anton on.
There's like a sort of stone throne. It's probably quite important.
Yeah, if it's close by, then...
Do you, like, sit him in it, or do you put him upside down in it so he's really uncomfortable? Like, what's the look?
I would try... Yeah, I'd sit him in it, or I guess in my head I was trying to look for something, actually, where I could lie him down.
Oh, he could be sort of a cross-sit. Like, he'll have a terrible neck crack in the morning, but apart from that, it'd be fine.
Let me rest, goddammit.
Weekend at Baelnorn's. Good, right. Yes, that all happens.
And then, oh, sorry, Evie, were you going to...
I was going to talk to Ildrathni, but if you got something else to...
No, please do. There'll be a second just sort of next to the tree, I think.
Ildrathni?
Yes.
You're looking a little bit peaky. Is everything okay?
You're just going to get a side-eye look of no, but they will not say anything out loud.
In your head, you hear, "Are we in danger?"
Yes. But we all need rest, and it can wait, I think.
I don't need to sleep. What should I look out for?
Watch Nesiril. I don't think they can attempt anything until everyone is ready anyway. But I have reason to believe that things are not going to be as simple as we thought.
Okay. If we're resting, and we've got a big day tomorrow, we need to get you something to eat.
Yes. Maybe keep an eye out for the Baelnorn as well.
But they seem so nice.
Yes, they do.
Can't trust anyone. Ava's right.
Yes, she was. Excuse me. A moment. And we'll just sort of realize that she's had her hand on the tree. Does it... You said, Chris, when we first entered this room, it felt uncomfortable, but I noticed, obviously, earlier I watched Ephemera go up to it and be okay. So
yeah.
Okay.
It radiates holy light and energy. Not like... I mean, it glows a little bit, but not like sort of beam of the sun. The light of which you find uncomfortable because you're, a bit undead, innit?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if it's not like physically hurting, though.
No.
There's a lot of discomfort going on, and there's damp your body right now anyway. So what's a little more?
You feel a tentative reaching out from the tree. Like, it's not like the tree goes whoop into your hand. It's more in your mind. And you recognize the feeling. It's like when you commune, but it's like someone's trying to commune with you.
We'll sort of, from Ephemera's perspective, Ildra just sort of mentally fades away and the focus is just completely on the tree. It's as if you're not there anymore.
Ephemera, if you're surveilling the room, which I presume that you are now that you're like hyper aware on mushrooms that you have to do a thing. God, it's not a good feeling.
Occasional giggles still slipping out.
What it will be is that feeling of I have to concentrate and focus and oh look over there, God damn it! Like that's the feeling, and it keeps going. It never stops until the mushrooms stop. It doesn't never stop. That would be awful. So you see the Baelnorn re-enter the room. Your passive insight is ludicrous, isn't it?
Yes, 20.
There we go. The Baelnorn walks into the room and they're just like rubbing their hands. It's that nervous sort of, oh no, what have I done look. But they do sort of see that you're all resting and just go, okay, and just do a slow, like, gonna go over here. And then
Homer Simpson out to the shadows.
No, they're sort of pacing. They are doing that thing that people who forget how to spend time with humans do, where they just sort of like stand off in a corner and face away from everyone, but it's not like I'm purposely facing away. It's more of a don't know where to put my hands, feet, personage. They just look awkward.
Right.
I'd relate.
Yeah, same. And they just stand in a corner looking awkward. They're British. And if your eyes flick back to Nesiril, their eyes are open. They're staring at Ildra. But you realise that they're not staring at Ildra at all. Their eyes are glazed over. They appear to be watching something else. And they're having a conversation again. Their mouth is moving. They're not quite there again.
Can I make out any words that they're mouthing at all?
Roll me... You don't have the observant feat, which allows you to read lips.
No.
No. I would say it's a perception check.
Okay. Ooh, okay. 18, 19, 20, 21, 20, 23.
You catch the word listen. And you catch the word sibling. That's about it.
Interesting. File that away for later.
Mm-hmm. In the meantime, Ildra, touching the tree.
Touching the tree.
Touching a tree.
So it's okay for you to touch the tree, but I can't touch the tree.
Yeah, elf.
Yeah, actually, yes.
Now, what you have done is equivalent to... No, I'm not going to use that example.
You say the British colonization.
That's not going to use that example. No, no, I'm not going to use it. Go on.
Yeah, focus on the tree. And we'll... Again, it's not out loud. It's sort of tapping into that mental pull that I'm feeling. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to get through to you here, but if it was going to be anywhere, it would be here, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Like, where else would it work? Yeah, hey.
And you can see Dural Tildevar, or the Firecloak, in front of you, just watching you. You're again in this flaming space.
Thank goodness. I need your help now. More than ever. For the first time since I was changed, right now I actually feel like I have a focus and a reason to keep going and to keep fighting. But there is so much. It's like white noise. We have the opportunity here to do something great, to help the elves, but the way in which we're going about it is the way that Nesiril wants to challenge Corellin, and sacrifices as well. These people are not elves. They have nothing to do with it. They have no stake in the issue. And there's also a god-devouring entity here that could destroy everything. And Ava is being held by a dragon, and I can't tell if rescuing her would be our only hope of getting out, or whether she's just going to destroy everything as well anyway. And I can't concentrate with anything. I can't focus.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Raises their arms for a hug.
Sure. We'll walk over and lean in.
They are really warm.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit sweaty.
Expected as much.
Yeah.
I'm probably the same, to be honest.
Yeah. You know they're not good with words. It's definitively not their strong suit.
Yep.
But in the hug, in the embrace, you do... You know that really lovely, like, big bear hug, that feeling of warmth and affection and care radiates through you from him.
Okay. I'm gonna try something.
Okay.
I don't know if it's gonna work or, but...
At this point, I'm open to anything. I spoke to a Baelnon. I didn't even think that they existed still. And I thought it would be wonderful, but... They suggested that it might be possible for me to become like them, but then... The callousness of which they've been... doing their duty... I don't know.
Thing is, right? A lot of these ancient elven things, It's less about doing what's right and more about doing what's correct at the time. That doesn't mean it's correct now, you know? It's more than that. We can only do what's right at the time. Don't judge them too harshly. They were doing what they thought was right. And we developed magic that made you sacrifice yourselves to do the biggest and best things. That was right at the time, too. That doesn't make it okay now.
There's a difference between willingly sacrificing oneself and leading others blindly to their own doom.
Yeah, there is. I don't quite know how, but the rest of the Pantheon knows what's going on.
You do?
Yeah. They can't do much because of the shield. Even then, we can't interact directly with this world easily. There's a cost. I guess what I'm saying is there's a lot of weight on your shoulders.
No shit.
That's why they've let me come and try this. I shouldn't be allowed to talk to you through this. I'm not really part of the Pantheon anymore. But
can they hear us now?
Yeah.
I hope you can all see the good work he has been doing. And I hope I have no right to demand that any of you listen to me. I understand that. For a while I thought you had all turned your backs on me, but now I realize it was in my fear. The other way around. And I imagine I will be paying penance for that for some time, but we'll sort of back out of the hug slightly, but still holding on to Firecloak. Nesiril, I was encouraged to follow them because you all believed their work important. You told Firecloak here to tell me that. Right? And now I understand what they are trying to do. I am inclined to agree, just not... If you believe that that we should be looking at the life cycle of elves again, if you believe that their work is important, if you believe that we should be readjusting the metrics by which elves can stay in Arvindor or not, surely all these theatrics are entirely unnecessary. You might not be able to access or do anything inside this city, but you are the gods, right? We could have just had a conversation this whole time without pointlessly sacrificing people who have no stake in our own mortality or rebirth or... Nesiril has said that they have tried before, and I believe that they would try again if they were not successful this time, and if they're willing to go this far this time and are not successful, how far do you think they are going to be willing to go next time or the time after that? And if they believe that things will not go to plan this time, we are sat in a room with an entity which, if restored, could devour all of you. All of you. And everything you hold precious about this world. Would you risk that? Surely there must be something, even if not within the confines of this city, but some kind of word or promise to have a frank discussion about it. They want to die. That's it. Withhold the right for their soul to stay dead, as far as I'm concerned. That is all that they are after. I don't know whether they've earned a place in Arvindor in this lifetime. Goodness knows what they've committed to get here. That's between them and you, but the way things are is hurting them. And if your silence on it leads them to sacrifice people, it leads them to burn everything, it's because that's all that they believe there is left, and I have to believe that is not the case. I have to.
Roll me a persuasion check. I think with advantage. You earn that.
Okay. It's not great.
No, it's not your strong suit.
No. Well.
You get no reply. Firecloak will... Still holding your arms, I suppose. He will look around the space that you're in. Look at you. Take his hand and move it forward to reach through your chest. Do you resist?
No, I think at this point, Ildra is just holding on to them and crying and looking bewildered.
It hurts. Their fingers melt your armor and pass deep into your chest, and it's painful enough that you probably want to cry out.
We'll do so.
The hand clenches tight inside your chest, and you can feel a pulling, a wrenching. And they pull your heart out of your chest in front of you. Parts of it are blackened. Parts of it are dead. Parts of it are necrotic, diseased. But it's still a heart, and it still beats in their hand. Holding it, they will look at you, take your hand off their shoulder, and place your heart in your own hand.
You build, you make, and you fix.
You can feel their divinity, the fires burning in their eyes, flowing into you.
make it better.
I don't have the tools to...
You don't need them.
Well, Neil, and take a good look at it. Look back up to them. And just start working the equivalent of my forging magic to see what happens.
You can feel yourself getting into a pattern of motion. You're forging how you forge, what you do. But there are no swinging hammers, no showers of sparks. It's just your mind forging your own heart in front of you. Roll me a check with your smith's tools.
I've not done this before. What am I adding to?
You add your proficiency bonus and use your wisdom. So it's your wisdom mod plus your proficiency bonus. So if you're proficient in a wisdom-based skill, it's the same modifier.
Okay. So that's +9.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's a 24.
You work through it. Parts of it are rotten to the core, but they can be replaced. Parts of it just need something to strengthen it, something to repair it. Your hands glow with the same warmth as Firecloaks does as you sculpt and smooth your heart into a radiant, beating, glowing light in your hands. What do you do?
Thank you.
Do you look at Firecloak?
Yes.
He is significantly diminished.
Oh, shit.
He's shrunk in size. He looks old. The fires are now more glowing embers than raging flames around his hair and beard.
No. This isn't... No, you can't do this for me.
Ilta, you're right. I know you're right. Maybe this is what they need me to do.
No. But... Can't you see the lengths to which he has gone to help people? He is as worthy as anyone. Any one of you.
Stumbles to a knee. There's like a flaking of ash off his shoulders.
Completely in vain, I'm sure, but we'll try to cure wounds.
What does your cure wounds look like, Nat? I know the answer, I'm asking you.
We'll reach a hand out to touch him, and it's a ripple of fire across
Spreads
his body.
across. Where there are embers, they start to slowly reignite.
Right.
It looks up. Looks up to you. Starting to regain some of his strength.
You couldn't even let me have a hero sacrifice. I mean...
No! Because it's not the time. All right? There is work to be done.
Okay.
And I need you.
Please stop shouting. Okay.
The rest of them need to see what a real fucking god does when things need to be done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Straightens up. Cracks out the shoulders a bit.
Oh, boy. Okay. I got some conversations to have. You got a world to save.
I have one last, very selfish question to ask. And I understand if your answer is no, or you don't know, and that is fine. This heart will always belong to you. But there has been a small piece of it for so long that has wandered. Manzorius Maladata. I know he died. I felt it. How? How did he die?
His son. His child.
The one that killed me.
Yeah.
When Manzorius brought me back, before I ran away, there was a look in his eye that I have tried not to dwell on. You see, because there is only two reasons that he would bring me back, right? One would be that he did it for the fun. It was all part of a game. It was part of the joy of drawing me in and tricking me and corrupting a holy warrior and all of that bollocks. But the other reason is because he genuinely cared. And I wasn't enthralled or charmed by anything than just him. I'd like to believe it was the second. Do you know? For sure?
Yeah.
There are lots of people in the world that are just trying to do their best and doing what they can in the moment. You're right. Just what's correct at the time.
If you want an answer to your question, you should ask him yourself.
That be possible?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
How?
We gotta find his soul first.
I have slightly more pressing issues at hand, but maybe.
Yeah, we do, but, you know, love. kind of important.
Thank you.
I mean, I was gonna, stop existing for you, so, you're welcome.
We'll take his hand around mine, holding the heart. Do we just push it back in? How does this work?
Number one, phrasing. And number two, I have no idea.
Okay, well, I need to hold a shield and a hammer at the same time, so I can't be carrying it around, so let's try, shall we?
As you shove it back into your chest, you are back in the room. It feels like nothing's happened.
Huh? Look around. Has time passed, or is Nate still awkwardly positioning Anton and...
I think Nate's still awkwardly positioning Anton. I think that was all a couple of seconds. Let's say it was a round. It was a round.
Huh.
You did roll a skill check, so that fits. 6 seconds.
Oh, are you back? You wandered there for a moment.
Yes. Yes.
The hunger's gone.
Huh. I don't need to eat.
Well, that just sounds silly. Of course you need to eat. You nearly ate Anton there just a couple of seconds ago.
No, Ephemera will grab her hand.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to.
Are you unwell?
I don't think so. I think... No, I am tired though.
Are there still fangs visible?
Yeah.
Yeah, so nothing's really... Well,
I mean...
Okay.
Ephemera, you are very noticeable of these... Noticeable? You are very good at noticing these things. That's English. It's never been a faint heartbeat in Ildrathni's hand before.
I'd like to just kind of turn the hand over and just kind of take a pulse.
Slow. Steady.
Looks like you've got a lifeline.
We'll just... cry.
There's also a small amount of colour starting to come into Ildra's cheeks as well.
Will you sit with me while I rest?
Of course. I'll keep an eye on the room as well. I don't know where you went, but I trust it went well.
Thank you. Not all well, but some things, yes. And we'll sort of give you a look as in, can you do the telepathic thing?
Is this what you mean? You hear in your head?
Yes. When everyone's ready, we need to go get Ava.
She's already on her way.
Oh.
With another Anton.
I'm sorry, what?
Okay. That conversation happens, but you're all long resting.
Yeah.
Stop this. There's most of you. Ava.
Hi.
Hello there. You and Holfeir are travelling through the ruins of Drannor. He will guide you around areas in a way that totally isn't like, let's go this way, but is very clearly someone with some experience of the city going this bit bad, this bit good. You're going through, at the moment, the Lake District, so it's a lot of big villas and houses with lots and lots of trees in between them. The lake is far behind you. You can see where the ship has crashed. Where the city has crashed ahead of you. It's crashed into the ground. So you're looking at an up angle of the city ahead of you, and you can just about see parts of the castle poking out from underneath it, so you can see the direction you're travelling in. Your passive insight's quite high.
Yeah, I have the
observant feat. I thought so. Yeah.
19.
You note that Holfair is starting to look a bit exhausted. There's a lot happened in one day, and he's got a little bit of stumbling slightly every now and again. You are being stealthy, you are sneaking and being cautious, but you do realise that it's probably sensible to take a breather before getting back.
He needs some milk.
Ava will ignore the first couple of stumbles because she has to get to Ephemera.
Sure.
But then she does have a heart somewhere, and also, allies should be useful. And so will eventually. You need to lie down. You have fallen over a lot.
Your friend's in danger, so we need to go. And
she is in danger. I already can't do some of the things I can do until I sleep, and you aren't going to be any good to me or anyone else if you charge in and get yourself killed because you're tired. You've been invaluable today. Rest.
You can see in them the same thing you've seen in Anton, this must drive forward, perpetual sleep is for the weak. You see this something you recognise.
Ava will. I know that look, and that is when the Anton Igo goes charging headfirst into something and makes it a lot worse because he won't recognise his own human vulnerability. Will you please sleep before I have to admit that I care about you? Come on.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Is it persuasion or is it something else?
Is it deception? Are you
21?
Did you want it to be intimidation? What were you angling for?
The check I made is a 21.
Fine. He stops, looks at you. Points out a nearby building. That one was empty the last time I came this way, so carefully, let's take a look.
Okay. And we'll make up for the time in the morning, right?
Yeah, definitely. You head forward. It's a villa, but it looks to be basically trashed. There's a large piece of black netherese stone just jutting out of a side wall, and a large part of the roof has caved in around it. So, as you move forward, you hear a sort of faint lilting music.
From the villa?
Sounds like it, yeah.
Was that there last time?
Yeah, that's sorry, that's part of it. Come, I'll show you. And it'll take you through the front door, and the ground floor of this building, the roof is partially caved in, and there's a big sort of, it's not spiral. It is spiral because there's a slight elven twist to the wood, and the central tower is not square, but it is very much something that goes up one flight of stairs to the first floor and then curves one flight to the second, and so on. So it's this beautiful rising tower. There's a tree in the center of it, and there are about 30-ish mushrooms dotted around on the tree and at various points around the floor, which is completely overgrown. They all seem to have humanoid faces, and they are all gently singing.
Oh, cool.
I'm sorry, what?
That's very cool.
It's like you wouldn't know this. It's elven, and you don't know what it is.
Ephemera would love this. Are they sentient? What is this?
In a manner of speaking, they used to be, and now I reckon they're probably Campestri are not the most with it at the best of times, and I'm pretty sure these ones are kind of stuck in a loop.
A loop?
They don't stop singing. They've never stopped singing.
What are they
all the
singing?
time I've been here. It's an elven nursery rhyme. This family had a lot of kids.
If I were to uproot one and take it to my friend as a sort of sorry for getting kidnapped and leaving you alone with the bad people gift, would that be an incredibly unkind thing to do to this singing mushroom?
You know, I've never thought about it at any stretch, so... Hang on. Alpha's going to run.
I can comprehend languages, but I can't speak to them and ask.
I mean, it's probably fine.
Unless they're dead. I can talk to them if they're dead.
I think it's probably okay. Might even help him. That's what you get.
Can I look around for some tiny, tiny little plant pot? Something, some rubble that can be fashioned into a very small, little...
There are a number of interwoven, wicker-style hanging plant pots, that some of which are still attached to the roof, and one has one of the Campestri in it. How convenient.
How convenient. Is it also conveniently a size that it will fit in my pocket?
Yeah, but it won't stop singing.
That's okay. We can cast silence if we need to.
As you pick it up, you can see that it's basically just like a mushroom hat and then little eyes and a mouth in the stem of the mushroom, and it's just gently crooning this elven lullaby.
Can I insight check the mushroom? Just it's not going to murder us all in our sleep. I know you, Chris, and this is unexpectedly cute, and I'm scared.
Do you want to use your passive?
I do, it's 19.
As much as a living mushroom can be dead behind the eyes, it is.
There we go. That's not cute anymore.
You have no idea if it's trapped in this, or if it's dead, or if it's zombified, or you have no idea, but it just looks like this thing is forever singing.
Regardless, Ephemera will love it. Can I take 10 minutes to ritual cast Comprehend Languages and see if I can understand the lullaby?
Sure. Halfair will watch you doing this and is sitting and watching you do it. As you reach the end of the Comprehend Languages, you hear the lullaby. It's the song from the perspective of a child waiting for their parents to come home. There's no sadness or fear in it. It is a warming song about when will you come to rest, i.e. you are important, you do important things, and I can't wait to see you when you're done. It does loop.
Ava will translate it for Halfair.
Halfair. Okay, let's have this conversation, go.
Because they're human, right? I'm not just being massively...
Raised by elves.
Huh?
Raised by elves.
Oh, it's been a week. I won't do that.
No, please do. No, I think it's funny. Please do.
Okay, Ava will start translating. In a, here are the words if you're interested, not in a, now, child.
Halfair will politely listen and will not remind you that he speaks Elvish.
Oh. That's awkward. You didn't tell me much about... you explained why you were here, but you didn't tell me much about anything before that. Is that because you don't want to talk about it, or just because it wasn't the time?
Didn't particularly mean to hide anything. I guess it was quite quick, wasn't it?
It has been a day.
Yeah, it has. What do you want to know?
Nothing if you don't want to tell me, just... Are you... I guess if you get out of here, what's the hope?
I want to go home. see my parents. They live in Semberholm. It's where the elves from here ran.
He remembers the whole fest that they were raised by elves. At this point, blushes deeply.
They don't say anything. And I mean, I've got work to do. This is my job, after all. I was seconded here to help with this whole mess, so depending on how things go tomorrow, I'll either have lots to do or nothing to do, I presume. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
That sounded like half a thought that you changed your mind about saying. What was it?
Flight of fancy. Nothing serious.
Go on, everything here is far too serious. Flight of fancy sounds good.
I just wondered what your plans were, that's all.
Get Ephemera back. Keep her safe. Beyond that, I haven't really decided. A couple of different choices. All of them not exactly pleasant, but will protect more people than it will hurt me, so, works out.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it does. We should get some rest. We should, I'm gonna goes and points at like a fog corner. Grass is quite soft. This is a good place to rest.
One of us should keep watch. Do you want to go first or second, or you look exhausted. You sleep. I'll wake you up halfway through.
Okay. He will lie down on the grass. Go to sleep.
Ava thinks about getting them in their sleep for simplicity, and doesn't.
Character growth.
Actually,
is it that they'll be useful later?
Just mental maths, that is.
Roll me an insight check. You can't use your passive for this. This is you thinking about the last couple of hours.
That is a 21 again.
How noticeable is Ava of romantic attention?
How much does she notice it?
Yeah.
I said I ship it in jest.
That is not what I was expecting.
We make a roll for how attentive Rebecca is.
Not at all. I think...
Isn't it always nice when you find out your clone's a fucking loser?
Ava's canonically great. I think in terms of interest, she has none. But in terms of awareness, it taps into her paranoia. So I think she is... And she has massively high insight and charisma. So I think she is, as part of her constant calculation of the lying and the truth and the manipulating and the honesty and the vulnerability and the walls that she puts up, I think as part of that calculation, she's constantly assessing how people are responding to her. So I think she would have noticed.
Mm-hmm. Then you have noticed. It's not like he's head over heels. It's more of a something about this person, kind of... You recognize the beginnings of someone showing interest.
Huh.
So, don't know if that makes you feel better or worse about manipulating the hell out of them, as your call.
Ava is a very damaged person, and she logs it as a really useful way to make sure they stay on her side.
Yeah.
She was unsure about which when they at the party. And if all three of the others have been really quite plausible, she's like, oh, no, good. They actually might stay on my side. Chris, I was not expecting that, and that is horrible. Okay.
Hey, Rebecca, here's this knife I'm twisting. Good. Right.
Great.
Yeah.
Cool. I have no idea what I'm going to do about that. That's fun.
Do you do anything before long resting yourself? What's the dealio?
I think, like when you've lost a tooth or like you've got a scar tissue or a scab or something, and you kind of keep absent-mindedly running your tongue or your hand or whatever over where the wound is or where the gap is. I think she's mentally doing that with where all the voices in her head used to be. She has the shiny bit of certainty where she used to always go check in with Kellenvor and be like, yes, I'm being super righteous when I condemn this person to a lifetime in prison. Mm-hmm. And then she has that nasty little itch at the back of her head where her hag countess used to tell her nasty things. Mm-hmm. And it really hasn't been very long. She's had her whole life with voice in her head and 2 months without them? So I think she is still... She tries to ignore it throughout the day, but before sleep, just kind of psychically runs her tongue over the gaps.
Seeking direction. Tell me what to do with all this untamed anger.
Tonguing the missing tooth of a voice in the back of my head is a very weird yet awesome turn of phrase. Cool. At a certain point, Hoffair will wake and take over the watch, and you can sleep if you want to.
My watch has ended.
What role do I make for nightmares? I think noticing that Hoffair is romantically interested for the first time since Jeremiah, I think maybe means she's not super chill. What do I roll?
Let's have it's force of character and personality. It's a charisma save.
Charisma save. Well, that is a plus 10.
Yeah.
Oh, but that was a nat 1.
All right.
It's quite useful. Vulnerability is always handy when you're trying to get someone on side.
What you dream of, you do have the recurring nightmare of seeing it happen again, of seeing Jeremiah being torn apart. Except this time it's Hoffair, and the people tearing him apart are these 4 chucklefucks.
Oh, that's horrible on so many levels.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks. Okay.
And Nesiril as well. Neziril's there, also taking part in the tearing.
Great. I think Ava will do some whimpering and then scream herself awake. And because she is good at this, I'm just going to roll to check. Yeah, she's good at this. Well, in only a split second of sheer panic, then remember where she is, what's going on, and if they do, Hoffair come and be comforting and, just, again, embrace the little bit of vulnerability.
If you get up and there's a slight shriek and he will turn and look and just... Everything okay?
No. Sorry, I'm sorry. Sorry, I'll be fine in a minute.
They will come over and kneel down next to you? What's up?
Just bad dreams. Sorry, it's stupid.
Okay. They're too shy to do anything else. They're just going to sit there looking awkward.
At this, she is.
We don't have game as a people, okay?
She is going to hold on to his hand. Not in a super romantic way, just in a, I need an anchor.
Just enough to keep him hooked,
Yeah, he will squeeze the hand back and give you a shy smile.
We have no game.
Yeah, Ava will just look a bit shaky and grateful.
Do you want a glass of water or something?
No, I'm not. Sorry. Sorry. No, you are. Sorry, I should let you go back to what you are doing.
Okay, I'm right here if you...
Yeah,
we'll sort of raise your hand if you need your hand held, then realise that's dumb, and we'll embarrassedly get up and walk away.
Great. Can I check in? This is really manipulative and gross. Is everyone okay?
Yeah.
I'm kind of loving it.
As long as you know it's manipulative and gross, then we're okay.
Not only do I know, Ava knows.
I'm just twisting that knife further. I just want you to feel as bad as possible about betraying this person.
Really? I feel like you're like, here's a knife, Rebecca. Would you like to twist it? And Rebecca's like, yes, please.
Rebecca's twisting a knife against me, and I have no soul. Okay, good. Right.
Challenge accepted.
Okay. So, Parfait will go and keep watch again if you're sat there. And does the rest of your watch go without incident?
Yes. As in, as far as I know, yes. Okay, we'll get some sleep. I want that long rest.
Then you all get the effects of a long rest, and when you wake in the morn, we will pick up after the break!
The break!
The break!
We are delighted to be sponsored by HeroForge. HeroForge offers fully customizable tabletop minis with dozens of fantasy species and thousands of parts to choose from. You can see all of the minis that we designed for this stream in the overlay, and they animate when we enter the combat, so look out for that. HeroForge are fantastic, so do check out the Pro membership where you can get premium access to features ahead of time, and beta access to things, and all sorts of cool stuff that just makes your life a lot easier. And you can check them out at heroforge.com.
We are delighted to be sponsored by Ultra Pro. They make accessories for D&D, Magic the Gathering, and more. My favourite part of the collection are their figurines of adorable power. Here is their gazer. They also make other things such as deck boxes if you play Magic the Gathering. You can find all of Ultra Pro stuff at ultrapro.com.
Hey friends, check out our new sponsor, Phoenix Dice, for a carefully curated menagerie of click-clack math rocks for your delectation. Check out their entire selection at phoenixdice.com, and just so you know, Phoenix Dice are all about living gloriously in the worlds of tabletop games and sustainably in this one, which means their dice are working to be recycled, their packaging is recycled, the dice are made of sustainable materials. It's all great stuff. You should definitely get involved. You can also join us today in chat with a chance to be in a raffle and win some Phoenix Dice of your own. Just put !dice into chat and you'll be in with a chance to win.
We are proud to be sponsored by Alchemy RPG. Reimagine your gaming experience with Alchemy. They're focused on creating immersive, cinematic experiences everywhere you interact with tabletop role-playing games. You could be playing a game, creating a world, streaming, watching live games, discovering new content. Look at all the cool stuff that they are doing there. You can use environmental motion art, scene-based music, seamless character management to run your games over the internet, with upcoming features including homebrew content, streaming overlays, and spectator mode. So go and check out alchemyrpg.com.
We're delighted to be supported by Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, a Dungeons & Dragons strategy video game that brings together D&D characters from novels, adventures, and multiple live streams into a single grand adventure. Select your heroes and formation and battle through waves of monsters for free on PC, phone, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. You can pop exclamation code into chat for a free Electrum test.
We are also supported by Warriors of Waterdeep. Take your team of warriors on a quest spanning the Forgotten Realms, all on your mobile. Power up your teams with items, work with your guild to defeat hordes of enemies, and test your mettle in the arena. And to make all of that work, you need gems! As we frequently say, the hunt for gems is real. Pop !WOW gems into chat for a link to collect free gems and get yourself that nice sword you've been looking at, or revive your heroes against a deadly foe. Download link !Warriors of Waterdeep in chat.
We're delighted to be supported by Neverwinter. In Neverwinter, explore and defend one of the most beautiful cities from Dungeons & Dragons' Forgotten Realms campaign setting as it rises from the ashes of destruction. Epic stories, action combat, and classic role-playing await those heroes courageous enough to enter the fantastic world of Neverwinter. Neverwinter is completely free to play, so set yourself up an account today and pop !NW gift into chat for a link to a free gift.
Check out our supporters at D&D Beyond, your guide to digital D&D. Make character sheets online, share them in a campaign, and track all of those tasty little stats in one easy place. You can use the Beyond app to track your characters on the go. You can also use their encounter tracker and archive monsters to run any smooth combat thing. You know what I'm saying. You're a DM. You've done this before. You know D&D Beyond is the place to go. You can also check out our character sheets with an ! characters in Twitch chat below.
Check out our wonderful supporters Elderwood Academy, who make beautiful bespoke gaming-themed gear, including hex chest dice boxes, spellbook deck boxes disguised as bespoke ancient arcane tomes, and scroll and codex dice tower and rolling tray pairings. Make your own with their online designer at elderwoodacademy.com.
And welcome back, everyone. So, it is the morning. Lot of shit's going down. 4 of you, let's start there, will awaken in the chamber vault with the Tree of Souls. Some of you don't sleep. Ephemera doesn't sleep. Ildrathni, you will have tranced.
Done a lot of sorting of memories.
Yeah, that's true.
A lot to process.
G, can you roll me? Because Ephemera's system means that the mushrooms will have now. They will not have affected you for any length of time because you don't have any blood. But Nate, I'd like a con saving throw, please.
Mm-hmm. That is 9.
G. Nate is still kind of buzzing. It is up to you what you do with that. I'm not going to enforce any rules stuff. I just want you to know that.
Okay.
Great.
Anton, you are no longer exhausted.
Well, that's better. I wake up on a throne.
Oh, no.
All 4 of you are sort of coming together, rising, moving about. Nesiril appears to be getting up and casting a few just spells on themselves. And the Baelnon is just watching all of you a little bit unnervy. They look a bit tense. Not very good at hiding their emotions. What are the 4 of you doing?
We'll have, once Ildrathni is done with Reverie, which I'm assuming would probably be before like the official end of the long rest, but we'll have thanked Ephemera for sitting with them and asked for the armor and done the usual working on the armor. We'll also have, once done with that, looked at her shield and cast mending on it, but change the symbol to Firecloak.
I think the symbol of Corellin is still there a little bit because you can't just like go, whoop, it's done now. But there's now a sort of dirty, soot-smeared version of Firecloaks over the top, which almost glows more brightly than anything underneath. The 4 of you can convene upon rising.
I think Nate would go to Ephemera. How are you doing this morning?
I'm very well, thank you.
Well, God, I'm glad to hear somebody is.
Sorry, what?
I'm glad that you're fine.
Are you not fine?
I've got a bit of a dicky tummy. I'll be all right.
Would you like some healing?
No, I don't need that. I think it'll just take me a bit longer to wake up properly, you know.
Well, we may not have that amount of time. So, if you do change your mind about that healing, please let me know. You know what? Just take this potion.
Oh, thanks very much.
Greater healing potion for you today.
I mean, it's not going to help with the dicky tummy, but you know.
It's something.
I think he'll like uncork it and that will help, but maybe later. Yeah. Thank you, Ephemera.
Thank you. Now, Ildrathni, I believe there's something you wanted to say.
I will give you that, like, back to Nesiril, like, eyes, like, not out loud.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, I wanted to
Ildrathni
say...
was just going to tell everyone that it's my birthday. Death Day.
Oh. Yeah, happy Death Day.
Roll a deception check. It isn't.
I tried my best. Oh my god, okay, that was a nat 20.
Oh.
The Nesiril will be sort of moving over towards you at Ildrathni has something to say to all of us, and will then look at you and go, oh, that's... congratulations. Is it appropriate to wish someone a happy death day? Is that a thing you do?
Yes, it's the big number 1.
Marvelous. That's congratulations.
Thank you.
I don't want to take away from your special day, but we had a thing we were going to do. The Baelnorn who is there just sort of looks at you, Ephemera, and just sort of gives you like a thumbs up, like that's what you do. Like no idea how to communicate. And we'll then look back at everyone else and go, yes, and time may be of the essence, as I don't know when the inevitable is going to break down the shields. I just don't know. Could be now, could be in 4 hours, could be never.
Okay. So we have several things that we need to figure out then. We have keeping this Pandaren... I'm sorry, am I saying that right? Pandaren? Like a panda?
Pandorim.
Pandorim with M on the end.
Yep.
Okay. Not like the panda species from World of Warcraft. Okay.
Nope.
I'm going to change my notes.
Like a slightly different Pandora.
Right, yes. So now the important business of Ephemera's death day is done. I didn't get you a gift. I'm sorry. I will next time I'm forging.
Absolutely. You owe me one.
I do. Right, so we have a couple of issues in that we know that there are inevitables coming to try and get hold of this thing, points at the gem, which could have terrible consequences. We also know that the Mythalar is... Nesiril, the Mythalar that we're trying to get to is in the city, right? It's not...
The Baelnorn looks and goes, no, I moved it. We moved it so that we could create. It points at another door. It's through there. And Nesiril just turns and looks at the door with like a, and then looks back at you all and goes, "Well, I don't want to speak out of turn, but if we can get the Mythal active and running through the Mythalar, then we should have the power to undo any of these messes. So maybe that should be our first port of call."
Well, surely, first things first, happy death day. Second thing, surely we need to attune to the Mythalar before we attune to the Mythal. Otherwise, how will they attune together?
We're not attuning to the Mythal, we're attuning to the Mythalar, and then I will be creating a new Mythal. I'll be using the power of the Mythalar to cast high magic to create a Mythal.
So you're attuning to the Mythalar as well?
Yes.
All right, and you're confident with that? That you know what you're doing?
Yes.
All right. So all three of us will attune to the Mythalar, and then using that, we're going to do a ritual. But Nate hasn't done any of the high magic.
You two don't need to be... it's nice that you're interested, Anton, but you don't need to do much. I'll be doing most of it, and you're really there to support me in that.
During this,
yeah.
Has Anton done Rary's telepathic bond?
Nobody's asked me to. You just woke me up.
I know.
Other people were casting spells in prep. You easily could have done if you want to. No!
I was just asleep on a throne.
Oh,
man. But there's... If we're concerned about things getting in, we maybe ought to focus on reinforcing our situation here first, correct? And we'll kind of give Ephemera a... looking up at her own forehead, like trying to be the same look that she gave the previous night.
Hang on.
Let's rewind the tape.
No, that's not it. As Eldrathni does this, how subtle are you being?
I'm trying to be as subtle as possible.
Well then, roll me a subtlety check, whatever the hell that is.
Honestly, if you just stared at Ephemera just very intensely, she'd probably get it. Rang? Sorry.
Yes, this conversation. You two are talking while this conversation is happening. My apologies. Have that conversation first, and then we'll come back in with the group conversation.
We need to get Anton to do his telepathic bond thing, so we can all speak to each other.
Okay. Give me one moment, please.
Preferably with Ava, if you think Ava is close.
And then, Anton, in your head. Something is wrong. Ildrafni has asked that you put up the telepathic bond, preferably with Ava as well. Things are about to go sideways. It'd be best to have the link up.
Cool.
While that conversation is going on in all the heads, in response to Ildrafni's point, because there's also a verbal conversation going on at the same time, why do we do this to ourselves? Nesiril is responding. No, the Baelnorn responds to that point about we should shore up defences. Well, if a new Mythal is cast, the old Mythal will cease, so all of the shielding will be gone.
Well, that definitely sounds like we need more defense.
We need a solid plan on that front.
Yeah, let me make sure that we're all a little bit, bit more communicative. I just need about 10 minutes or so. I haven't actually done any of my ritual spells this morning, so if you don't mind, if we could just take 10 minutes to do that now, and then we can continue on with making plans.
Well, while
I will need you all.
While you're doing that, Baelnorn, if you'd be so kind as to show me the Mythalar, then perhaps I can get started on the process.
That sounds good.
Think it would be... Do you think it would be best to wait until we're all ready?
I'm not going to start casting a Mythal on my own. That would be foolhardy. No, I want to get the lay of the land and start preparing. Magic can't... There's a lot of rituals and things need to happen. Ildra, don't worry. I'm not going to start without you.
Of course. I was hoping to take a look around at what physical defences we have before we start, but did you want someone with you?
The Baelnorn just sort of looks around his physical...
I can give you a hand.
Oh, lovely. Thank you, Nate. That's very kind. Meanwhile, the Baelnorn, after you say that, Ildrafni comes back with physical defences will not matter against inevitables. They are... Well, it's in the name.
Right.
I'll need you two with me. Just putting that out there.
Right.
Like, if the Baelnorn goes and checks the physical defences and Nesiril goes and checks those things, I'll still need you guys for the rituals.
All right.
Okay. The Baelnorn nods and goes, there's not much... We'll sort of turn around, look at the door and go... And you can see them think, well, the door's still there. And then they turn around, look back at you all and... Like, they've done the physical defences because that's all they can think of, but they don't want to intrude. So they're just standing there like a lemon.
Why don't you show Nesiril the Mythal?
Yes,
we'll get started here.
Yeah, the Mythalar, they're different.
Wait, the Mythalar's here?
Yes.
Right.
And
where?
Through that door.
Well, actually, if we can get this done a lot quicker if I just attune to that now.
I think I'd much rather we check out the defences first. And I appreciate that the inevitables are inevitable, but if the shield goes down, there's demons and all sorts of other things out there that we could prevent from coming in and making a bad situation much worse.
So attuning to the Mythalar will turn the shield off?
Not necessarily, but it is currently being used to power the shield. If you use it to do anything else, then it will cease to function.
All right, then I see that. That's fine. I'll just need 10 minutes. Then you guys check out what you need to check out. And we'll get to it.
Nesiril is looking between Ildrafni and Anton. Ildra, can I have a word before I go and have a look at this setup?
Of course, darling.
The Baelnorn will still stand there looking like a lemon while Ildra and Nesiril walk slightly off.
I'll start ritual casting Rose telepathic bond.
Mm-hmm. They told you, didn't they?
Tell me what?
About why I needed Anton and Nate, and potentially Ava, although that ship appears to have sailed.
The Baelnorn?
Yes. They told you, didn't they?
The Baelnorn told me that they sacrificed others to create this shield here.
That is... It is not necessarily the way a Mythal is cast, but it is a way of guaranteeing success. Yes.
Is that your intention here?
It is my failsafe.
You would have that on your conscience.
Yes, of course I would. Any sacrifice is worth making for this. It is too important to worry about. Looks back at the other two. It is too important. Believe me, I did not make any of these decisions lightly. I'm sorry I didn't talk to you about this earlier, but I need your help in this. It is for the good of all of our people, you understand? Surely.
And if they still don't listen? After all of this, and they still don't listen, and we have sacrificed people who are not, let's face it, going to benefit.
It's not for them, and they will. Listen, Ildra, they have to. They have to listen. They have to.
You say that as if you're desperate to believe it yourself, but not that you know it for a fact.
The part of me that is the Bella Senereth believes it. So I believe it, and who am I to think that other gods won't listen when I currently have the thoughts of one? I know them like my siblings, Ildra. They're not unreasonable, and I'm not coming to them as a mortal. I'm not coming to them to petition. I'm coming to them as a fellow to ask. And I've seen Corellan struggle with it. I've seen Halani struggle with it. I've seen them all struggle with it. I know this isn't a forlorn hope. This isn't something I've thought up on a whim. This is almost preordained.
And if they still don't listen,
then we will make them listen.
How?
We'll have plenty of power. You can use it.
You would burn the entire Seldarine.
I would do anything it takes to give our people the afterlife they deserve, yes, if necessary. Are you with me in this or not? I have to know.
Very well.
Now, you can roll a persuasion or a deception check. I don't know which one it is, and I don't need to know depending on what the roll is.
I need to start asking Rebecca to do these rolls for me.
Go on.
That is a 6 on deception.
Okay.
I rolled 2 3s.
Very well. Thank you. I appreciate your support in this. Got a lot of work to do.
I roll an insight to see if I know that they know that I know that they know.
Yeah, I'm going to roll a deception or persuasion check for you to know if they know that you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh my god. Ah!
It is slightly unfair because of the foresight spell which they cast every day. They have advantage on basically everything.
Yeah.
Foresight's great.
It's amazing, and it's perfect for a creature that is sort of out of time.
Yeah.
What
I
do you roll?
rolled a 12 because this dice clearly just wants to roll 3s today.
You think they believe you. They give all of nothing about their countenance or their anything about what they are saying or doing gives you any cause for concern. You think you've got this. You're aware that you're not the world's best liar, but they are a very skilled liar themselves, as evidenced, and they know how to steer into the old person. They know how to give you that sense of feeling like you have got one over on them.
I'm going to complicate this. I've not been wanting to interrupt, but...
Motherfucker, go on.
They would be trying to eavesdrop on this conversation.
Okay, you have. Roll me a stealth check. Please don't forget that you are still high as a kite.
Can I give Nate guidance if I see him going on to sneak?
Snake's trying to eavesdrop, and you're just there going...
better.
Don't fuck this up, buddy.
So I'll put it this way: if Nate does an absolutely shit pants job at trying to overhear this, you are welcome to give him guidance after the fact, because it's obvious that he's trying to eavesdrop. Otherwise, you wouldn't know.
No, but I'm suspicious of the conversation going on.
Oh, I see.
I've been informed that Neziril's up to something.
I'm going to allow it as a D4. What the hell?
I'm confused as hell.
Cool. All right. So that's 18 plus 8, 26.
You overhear this conversation.
Cool. And so then, from what do I understand of? I know that Eldrathni has lied. Do I know that?
Do you know Eldrathni has lied?
Well, my passive insight is 18.
You know Eldrathni has lied. Fine. Do you don't know that Neziril's lied with your passive?
Okay. I feel like I would check. I would.
You are welcome to.
At 20.
Okay. Nesiril has also lied. They know that Ildra knows that they know blah blah. You understand.
This is also Nate's first, wait, shit, we're getting sacrificed? That's the fucking plan?
Yep.
This is a good point, actually. My passive insight is 19.
Wouldn't have been enough.
Okay.
Look, Nesiril has no strength, no dex, very little con.
Yeah.
There was an old rule in 3.5, I think, where as characters aged, you could move points out of physical ability scores into mental ability scores, because experience over time, which I played around a little bit on making the stat block.
Nice.
Okay, that's what you all know. What would you like to do? In fact, no. That's where we leave that. Ava.
Hi.
Good morning.
It's all fine.
You slept second, so you all wake up, and Holfair is. Holfair's making breakfast.
Great.
It's roasted mushrooms. It isn't.
The singing has turned to screaming.
Oh no.
It's not. It's not like it's trail food. It's not like frying up some eggs. It's like getting some rations out and refilling water at the fountain in the center of this and stuff like that. Like just pottering, good pottering, pleasant convivial pottering.
Yeah, Ava will wake up and head over looking still slightly embarrassed. And thanks. Sorry again for being a bit of an idiot last night. Thanks for the company.
No, nothing to apologize for. I mean, from what you've said, it sounds like you've got a few things that might make you be scared, and that's okay.
Yeah, but no one likes admitting that they're scared, right?
No. No, definitely not. But it's part of being alive.
Yeah. Which is usually a good thing, I think. Yeah, sorry.
On the whole. Yeah, on the whole.
Yeah, past bad things mixed up in my dreams with, I'm really scared of seeing my old companions again. Yeah.
We've got like maybe an hour's travel, so if we just like wrap up here and make our way, we should be there relatively soon and we can sort all this mess out.
Can we go fast? I'm worried about Ephemera.
Sure. Yeah.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Ever such like the slightest could be accidental like brush on the back of the hand as she goes past to pick up her stuff.
You're a monster. Good, right. Okay. If you do brush Holfer on the back of the hand, he will just slightly like good twitch. Hey, you know what? It's bringing out Anton's stammer.
Ava will blush and head down, go to pick up her pack, terribly embarrassed and flustered.
The worst. Right.
You don't know how much of it is real. You don't know.
Do you want to roll a deception check? I don't know.
None of it is real.
All right. You can both make your way towards the castle, skirting around the edge of the Crash City for obvious reasons. Going through solid rock is quite difficult.
I have a singing mushroom in my pocket. Stealth is out the question, so speed is good.
Have you tried to talk to the mushroom?
I don't have any way to speak Elvish, but yeah, at some point, probably on watch, we'll have had a quiet little... Gosh, you do sing a lot, don't you?
Roll me an animal handling check.
Animal handling.
Closest thing we've got.
This is not going to... How do I have a +4 in animal handling?
Based on your wisdom.
Yeah, that's fair. That is a 19 on the die, so 23. To speak to the mushroom.
Okay, so you say to the mushroom, you do sing a lot, don't you?
Hi.
And it looks up at you, and for the first time, it seems to like, oh, it's a creature, and it looks you in the eyes and stops singing, just looks at you.
It wasn't a criticism, it's a nice song.
Big smile.
Did you write it?
Look of confusion.
It's just a song you know and you like.
Big smile.
Do you know any other songs?
Look of confusion.
Ava will quietly sing to it a lullaby she remembers from... Everything she knows is religious, so it will be a, like, kind of whatever the Kellenvor version of Away in a Manger, I guess, is.
It's probably about when Kellenvor was mortal.
Away from the danger in the city of the dead.
It's probably about...
always for
Shut
your
up,
soul.
I cut off my love's head.
It's probably a song from when Kellenvor was mortal, showing how he was preordained for divinity before he even became a god, because, you know, and about his probably steadfastness in the face of adversity.
Great. Ava feels probably slightly weird singing it because Kellenvor, but it's the only song she knows that she feels would be appropriate.
The Campestry will echo it back to you perfectly.
In common?
In common.
Actually, it will be Celestial, probably.
In Celestial, then it's literally just copying it. It doesn't know what it's saying. You get the sense it doesn't know the Elvish either. It has no idea what it's saying.
That's amazing.
Big smile.
This is good. You are great. Do you have a name?
Look of confusion.
Would you like a name?
Look of confusion.
I will ask Ephemera what she wants to call you. She is good at that. And like with a tiny little little finger, just a little like tap on the cap of like there, small thing.
Still confused. It can't feel anything. It's a mushroom.
Okay.
in that process, I think you've taught it how to stop singing. So it can, if you say shh, it will go and stop singing.
It's very nice, just not right now.
It's confused, has no idea what you mean by that.
I love that you essentially have a baby great the bad part.
I will be using it as an alarm system. Like, have it face the other way and tell it to start singing if something approaches.
I don't remember Thanos and Groot being this close.
How dare you?
Hot damn.
Carnivorous Thanos.
It will take you about an hour to get to the castle, circumnavigating as before. I'm assuming average stealth checks, and Holfair knows the way, so you will be able to do so safely and securely. You will arrive in the next scene at a point when I will dictate.
Hey, 2.5 episodes later, we're back. I missed you all.
Now I'm going to kill you. That conversation that we jumped away from, we jump back to exactly the same moment. Nate is now aware that he is going to be sacrificed. Ildra thinks that Nesiril has been foiled, and Nate knows that Nesiril has not been foiled. Anton is casting various telepathic bond and has no fucking idea what's going on. And Ephemera is dubious.
It's looking worried.
It's looking worried. There we go.
What I forget what Nate knows in terms of Nesiril thinking they might be a god.
They spoke to you all about it in the clothes shop 4 episodes ago, I think.
Yeah.
You know that Nesiril thinks they have a shard of divinity. You know that they think that there's some part of them is not mortal.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm. What's everyone doing after that moment? What's Ildra doing? Nesiril will sort of nod and start moving, gesturing to the Baelnorn to show them the way into this chamber with the Mythalon.
Just scooting through my spells again.
Okay.
Yeah. Interesting. Whenever I've cast Divine Sense before, Nesiril has not pinged.
Nope.
No.
Nope. Divine Sense finds Celestials, Fiends, and Undead. Nesiril is none of those things.
Fine. But say, this is just Nat mechanically asking, if there was a god, if I'd done it in the presence of Firecloak, would it have pinged? Because does he count as a Celestial? Do gods count as Celestials?
Interesting question. You've never done it, you wouldn't know. You can't cast Divine Sense while communing, so you have no way of knowing.
Yeah. Okay.
Roll me a religion check.
I'm going to use digital dice, because stuff you physical
They
dice.
haven't betrayed me yet. Today.
Well, it's the first time for everything. That's a 4.
Oh, you have
10,
no idea. You
10.
don't even begin to understand how these things all work.
Why do all dice hate me today?
Because it's
Day of
dramatic.
all days.
Because it's dramatically more interesting. So Nesiril is leaving. What's everyone else doing?
Can I please cast?
Sorry, on you go.
All right, I was going to say, just Ephemera's getting a bit anxious and just kind of tapping her foot a bit slightly. So she's just going to cast Locate Creature to try and see how far away Ava is.
Oh, interesting. What's the range on Locate Creature?
1,000 feet.
So
Did you not put anti-divination magic upon Ava?
Oh, it was a while ago, wasn't it? It wouldn't last that long.
Don't know.
What spell was it, Evie? Did you put anti-divination magic on it? That was like a whole day ago, though, wasn't it?
No, it was Holfar put it on Ava.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. That's right, because of the sendings and trying to block them. That is correct.
Because I got very upset that my horrible party were trying to manipulate me in my head.
Absolute worst. Right. You wouldn't locate Ephemera. Ephemera, you are Ephemera. You wouldn't locate Ava. Your spell would come back. Ava is not within a mile.
Suddenly looking very, very worried.
No, the Baelnorn's heading towards the side door, and you see they're doing some kind of unlocking process that would have taken them to do it, and they are unlocking this door.
Okay.
Hey, buddy. Getting ready?
Who are you talking to?
Oh, Baelnon.
Just unlocking the door for getting to the Mythala.
Right, gotcha. Do you want some company? Looking behind anxiously. It is my death day and everyone's just kind of left me on my own.
Neziril's there as well, as looks at you with a, if you'd like to see the Mythala, please. It's we're all going to be looking at it later.
Remember, if you go, I won't be able to put you in the ritual.
Ildrafni hears in your head, what the fuck is going on? I don't know what's happening. Do we need eyes on them? Do we need to attack?
I don't know. I don't think we need to attack just yet, but we need to be able to talk to everyone. Is Ava close?
I don't know. I can't get a read on her.
Niall, for the telepathic bond, how close does a creature you want to be part of the bond have to be?
I think it's like 30 feet or 60 feet. I'm just double check now.
Well, Ava's not in it. Okay, so...
Yeah, Ava's not going to be in it, yeah.
You finish the telepathic bond, and all four of you can now communicate telepathically, and no one can hear you, while the Baelnorn continues to unlock the door, and Nesiril stands next to them, waiting to go inside.
Yeah, it's 30 foot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what's going on?
We'll start busying themselves, kind of looking around, like checking the other doors, but we'll say the ritual that Nesiril wants to do to use the Mythala requires sacrifice. Anton, you've been meddling with High Elven magic, and you've seen the consequences, right?
Mm-hmm.
What they are trying to do is worse. It's going to require more power, and they intend to use at least you and Nate, and probably Ava as well, if she were here, as sacrifice for this process.
I mean, sorry, just to put this one out there. So Elven High magic did traditionally cost a lot. Indeed, this is like an extremely, powerful thing that you're talking about, and that's exactly what it would cost. But I thought that was the point of using the Mythala. The point of the Mythala was to channel through all that energy, so it wouldn't rinse through the energy of each individual being.
I don't pretend to fully understand how any of it works, but the Baelnorn said to me that it was likely going to cost sacrifices, and the more the better. And Nesiril has figured out that the Baelnorn has told me that, because clearly I'm not as good at lying or pretending anything like I thought I was.
Just having an off day. These things happen.
So Nesiril...
It's been a rough time. And Nesiril has confirmed pretty much exactly the same.
They don't think that it'll work. They don't think that using the Mythala will work.
They seem to think that it is a last resort, but they are fully prepared to sacrifice the two of you to make sure it does.
Yeah.
So it might work if they're not that considerate. Okay.
After, I think, and Ava's on her way, Ephemera is going to make her way over to Nesiril. She'll like whack over the head.
Okay.
I'm just going for it.
Ava.
Hi.
Holfair has guided you to looks like the front door of the castle.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a big old drawbridge and all the rest of it. It's still very elven and flowing, but it's still a drawbridge. And the door is sort of ajar. You're carefully making your way through, and he will hurry and start taking you towards some arches that seem to lead down and down and down, and you're making your way down into the bowels of the castle. You don't really know why or what you're doing, but he's going quickly because you asked him to go quickly.
I like it, how horrible I want to be.
There was a moment where he used what looks like an amulet or a pendant that's around his neck to pass through what looks like some kind of force field or shield around it, which, by holding your hand and making you go with, meant that you were able to pass through as well.
You beat me to it. If Halfair takes her hand at that point, she will not let go.
Right, so you're holding Halfair's hand while running down.
Yep.
While running down. Okay.
Because, I stumbled and it was scary in the dark.
Okay. So you are currently making your way downstairs, but it's not been enough time. Ephemera, the Baelnorn unlocks the door, and Nesiril next to them is just politely waiting as you... What did you say before you walked over? Ephemera's on her way. Oh, Ava's on her way. Damn it.
I didn't say it out loud. I said it in the link. So I
in me head.
Yeah.
So you're walking over towards Nesiril and you're casting Shillelagh on your staff to whack them over the head.
Yes.
Cool.
No, whilst Ephemera is walking over, like Eldrathni has not noticed that and is sort of like focused on Anton a little bit more, but is in the middle of saying, yes, Ephemera believes Ava is on her way, and I think we're going to need her help as well if we're to all get out of this alive.
Cool.
Just following Anton's eyes.
I feel like Nate would notice, and like I want Nate to say something, but I also, from my point of view as a player, don't want to stop Ephemera hitting Nesiril over the head, if that's going to happen.
Nesiril has cast Foresight on themselves and cannot be surprised.
It's a dirty spell.
Dirty fucking spell, mate.
Are we rolling initiative?
From 3 of your perspectives, no, because you don't know what's about to happen, and currently it would be falling under the area of a surprise round. In other words, you couldn't use counter spells anywhere. There's no reaction you could make.
No worries.
The question will be, who acts faster, Nesiril or Ephemera?
Cool.
So, this is an initiative roll, Ephemera, but it is also... I don't think it's going to go straight into combat because of what Nesiril will do if they win this, which they have advantage on because of Foresight. Again, it's a filthy spell.
Okay. Come on, guys. Don't betray me now. Fuck yeah! 19. So that's a 20.
Okay.
Maybe? Good? No.
Use that. As you step forward, Nesiril will look over their shoulder at you approaching, and they catch your eye as you're approaching. Do you still continue forward with the shillelagh? Like you can see that they know exactly what you're about to do, and they're not even moving. They don't care.
Have I done shillelagh yet?
I think shillelagh is a bonus action, and you can attack with the actions that you're doing it as part of the movement forward. Yeah, that's fine with me.
Yes.
As you move forward, they will wave their hand, and from your perspective, nothing happens.
I don't believe that, but I'm angry.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to... The Baelnorn's just next to them, right?
Yeah.
Suspicious. I will hit the Baelnorn.
As you move within about 5-10 feet of Nesiril and the Baelnorn, you bounce off an invisible wall. Nesiril will grab the Baelnorn's arm and will move with them through the door.
Ooh, can I dimension door to the Mythala?
Interesting. I don't know. I'm checking the wording on this.
Well, I'm hoping that the wards are down, because that's what the Baelnorn just did, was unlocking the door.
It's true. Unlocking the door did put the wards down as well, but Nesiril just cast a wall of force. Can dimension door
I can
pass
teleport through that.
Yeah, because things can't physically pass through it, but you can.
Yeah, I'm not passing through it. I'm hopping.
Cool.
I'm like boopity boop boop boop.
Boopity boop boop boo, indeed. Cool. Then in which case, my friends, it is time to roll initiative because a lot's about to go down. Ava, can you roll initiative as well, please?
Yes, I can. Am I allowed to, in the run-up, so before my first turn, get Form of Dread up and going?
I don't think you quite know yet how bad the situation is, but I'm also not going to penalise you if you want to have Form of Dread, like, ready to go at the split second, because otherwise it's a whole turn of doing very little.
Imagine Holfair, like, holding your hand and then turning around and being like,
Well, I have a plan.
Holfair wouldn't necessarily know why. Like, you'd have to, like, see that something's going down, but I'm very happy for you to be holding that effectively, and therefore you can do it.
Well, because I'm assuming that 6 seconds before I get in the room, be close enough to hear sounds of bad things, right?
Exactly. Yeah. I'm not going to penalise you for your very cool ability needing an action. I think that would be cool.
Thank you.
You're more than welcome.
17 initiative.
Hang on. Just a big old tracker.
Sorry as well, Rebecca, by the way. I was genuinely hoping that we might be able to get Ava in the room before.
I'm sorry, but I'm also not sorry. Ephemera doesn't like being lied to.
Okay, I've got Ildrathni's 11. What else we got?
Yeah.
20.
20 and 25. Splendid.
Splendidio.
Evie, what was yours?
It was 20.
20.
Oh, nice.
From the last round, that makes a lot of sense. Cool. In which case, that wraps up the surprise round because there is no need to continue the surprise round. We can go straight to the top of initiative. That is fine by me. I will say that your dimension door can be an initiative trigger, if you will, because I know there was a surprise round and therefore there shouldn't be an initiative trigger, but otherwise there's quite a lot of just standing on the side of wall of force flailing, so I don't think that's particularly nice.
What does that mean then?
You have dimension doored inside the room with the Mythalar in it.
So when I start my action, it will be... Thank you.
You appear in the room, and Nesiril steps in, dragging the Baelnorm by the arm, looks up and sees you, and they look a little bit like... They're not disappointed. It's more of a, like, yeah, I guess so. And, you're going to try and stop me, aren't you?
I just want to talk, I'll be honest.
Then talk.
Are they holding their action?
You have no idea.
Well, whose action is it next? Because I've got a thing that I want to do.
It's currently a conversation and no actions are being taken.
But
Talking
I can do
is
something,
a free action.
I can do something subtly, which is what I want to do whilst I'm talking.
Would they wait if you clearly pause?
No, but what I mean is I wouldn't have to pause. I could continue talking because I could cast something.
You can't cast anything yet because they will move faster than you.
But that's why I'm doing it subtly, because they won't know that I'm doing it.
Oh, it's complicated. Interesting.
No, I'll just talk, but cast a spell subtly, because I can do that with my orb.
All right, talk.
Cool. I'll be like, look, Ildrathni's saying that you're potentially going to sacrifice myself and Nate, but do you not think the Mythalar will work as a channel? Like, I just want to understand the physics of this before we all go chopping each other's heads off and that kind of thing.
You're a child playing at toys. You don't know what this is about. It's not just the Mythalar. I need soul sacrifice as well. That's how Elvenheim magic works.
So why don't you just use, like, demons or something?
Because I'm trying to reach a god, and do you know what gods I'm particularly fond of? Fiends.
Demons?
Now, are you going to get out of my way?
Well, I feel like 6 seconds.
Cool, fine by me.
I bought us some time. You wasted your actions.
I'm holding an action, you idiot. Right, Nate, it is your turn.
So you said they went through the door, like physically through the door, or they opened the door and walked?
They have opened the door, they've walked through, they've had, because of the surprise round and going first initiative, they have moved through that door. The door is open, you can see inside the chamber with the Mythalar in it, which we'll get to in a second, because currently lots happening. But the doorway, you saw Ephemera bounce off what looked like to you an invisible wall.
Cool.
Wall of force.
This is all taking me by surprise.
I think it's taken all of us by surprise. I will remind everyone talking is a free action, and unless you're Niall playing silly buggers, you can talk as much as you want on your turn. I'm not going to be like, is there 6 seconds? No, it's fine. I don't mind at all. In other words, if you want to explain to Ava what's going on, you can.
Cool. I will head towards the door, and just before the point that Ephemera bounced off of, I will Misty Step 30 feet into the room.
Mm-hmm. You pass through the wall of force. You appear in the room.
And...
Yes, and you hear all of Neziril's, "You foolish child, you know not what you speak."
Yeah, you do, yeah. You fool!
You are a child playing God. I am a God manifest.
Get out of my way.
Get out of my pub.
I think probably I'll hold an action to Chromatic Orb the Veilnorn if it looks like it's gonna attack any of us or anything.
Sure.
Sweet.
That is what you are doing. Initiatives. Anton.
Cool. Now remind me, is it an action to attune to the Mythalar, or do you just attune?
It's an action.
Right. I will use my action to attune to the Mythalar then, because then I can't cast the spell unless I'm attuned to it.
Okay. This room, now that we've got more people in it, I'll start describing it. It glows with this bluey-green light that you've seen from the shield before. In the middle of the space is, similar to the one that Anton and Nate have seen before and I've described before, is a floating sort of what looks like a chalice, and in the middle of it is a glowing orb. This one isn't yellow and white, so this one is blue and green, and the whole chamber is suffused with this colour. It looks like there is a sort of pull of magic out of the top of it that appears to be sort of disappearing into the ceiling above it. This chamber's not big. It's maybe 50 feet across, square. And Anton, you are in the centre. You are very close to the Mythalar if you want to be.
Yeah, right next to it. Like, right next to the attunement point, basically.
A reminder that if you touch a Mythalar, you just fucking die, so don't do that.
Yeah, not right in it. Don't commit Mythalar.
But you can attune to it with an action by standing near it. That is something you can just do.
And is it a bonus action to chug a potion?
To drink a potion yourself is technically an action.
Well, can't do two.
Cool.
I can action surge.
You absolutely can, yes.
So I will have that conversation while attuning, and then I will be like, okay, and he's like, are you gonna get out of my way? And I'll go, well, and then I'm gonna pop open a potion of resistance and action surge my potion of invulnerability that Ephemera gave me. And I'm now resistant to all damage. And I'm gonna drop the potion, fully attune to the Mythalar, and go, well, I guess it's party time. And what are the effects of a Mythalar?
Oh dear.
The potion felt like a good idea at the time.
It still is.
Roll me a charisma
save.
If you remember from last time, roll me a charisma saving throw.
Okay. That's a 19 on the dice with a -1 for an 18.
You attune to the Mythalar and you can feel that power coursing through you. You are also aware that Nesiril has triggered their held action, which was also attuning to the Mythalar, so you're both attuned to it now.
Are they close enough to attune?
Yes.
That's perfect.
They are with you in the room and are also attuned to it. That was what they were doing. You recognise that each other are both attuned to it. You recognise how much power is flowing through you now. You have, within reason, reality-altering abilities at this point, so you are currently suffused with quite a lot of power. You resist the urge to shatter reality into 1,000 pieces, like you did last time, because you passed the saving throw. So,
cool.
You and Nesiril are both sort of in loggerheads, in standoff, both attuned to the Mythalar.
I like to think that Anton's actually grown a little bit as a human being.
Sure.
This has happened before, so he's okay with it. The power's not gone to his head just yet. He's like, you know what? I remember this. Get out of my pub.
Right. The Veilnorn is currently being held by Nesiril and will look between the two of you look back at Nate. You've currently got a chromatic orb ready to like power into them if something goes wrong, right?
Mm.
Cool. They look back at you, and they just look like defeated is a strong word. What they look like is resolute. I don't know what's going to happen here, but this is how it was always going to be kind of look, basically. They're not resisting anything Nesiril is doing. They're just there at the moment, looking at you, while both Nesiril and Anton start to have a slight blue-green crackle around their eyes and temples as they start attuning to this magic battery. Ephemera, it's your turn.
Hooray! Oh god, in the room beyond, does it look like there are any trees similar to the ones in this room?
No.
Okay, I can't get past the wall of force.
No.
I guess I will just activate my symbiotic entity in something that looks quite similar to a barbarian entering rage. Just give a scream of anguish and just start, I guess, beating against the wall of force because I'm just...
Sure.
I'm very mad. Big mad.
Big cross.
Big cross.
Ava, as you are running towards... You reach the doorway before the vault. You see all these discarded bits of, like, shattered metal creatures, and it's all a lot to take in. And from the door in front of you, which is now slightly ajar, you hear the sound of Ephemera screaming in rage.
I will pick up the pace even faster.
Sure.
Turn to Holfair and go, I learnt some not particularly savoury things to survive. Don't think any the less of me. And then Form of Dread. Which is her trauma form of dread rather than her, like, pond slime disgusting form of dread. So that's...
Better.
Oh, here's the face of that man that's now appearing. Eva?
Holfair knows that she is grieving her dead husband. Chose to flirt with her anyway. That's all their fault.
As you run forward, I'm going to say the Holfair's movement can carry with yours because he'll keep holding your hand and running forward towards the door. He hasn't taken an action yet, but he's running with you. Behind you.
It's going to be very confusing when you get here. What the fuck?
Behind you, you think you very, very distantly hear a very loud thud.
What kind of thud?
Like a small explosion thud.
Cool.
Okay. Eldrathni.
Great. That sounds fine. Well, just the sort of has been checking out the walls and being like, yep, this is all... Where the fuck have you gone? Oh my god.
Not yet.
We'll turn around. I guess I'm going to try and dispel magic on the wall of force.
I will tell you for free, and you would know this, it doesn't work. You cannot dispel a wall of force.
Oh, okay.
La Poop, how do you get rid of
Did
it?
not know
Disintegrate.
Ah, interesting.
that. I don't have access to that.
Nope, you do not.
Ah.
I wish I'd known that on my turn. Because that's
Did you
what
take
my
one of us
rifle-
with you?
That's what my rifle does.
Oh, yeah. Pew, pew, pew.
Ooh, I've got one of those. I wouldn't know that. I wouldn't know that disintegrate would...
Would Nate know that disintegrate destroys a wall of force? Go on.
Yeah, Nate.
I think so, yeah.
Do you want to have... No, because it changes too much if you have... You're still high as a kite. You suddenly...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah! You remember it now. It's like, oh!
Well, I'm stood there being like, oh, that's how I get rid of it. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Telepathically.
Yeah, I think that's the case. Just like that frustration of like running towards it and then realizing what it is. I can't cast any spells. Just frustratedly whack my hammer off the thing. And be like, just telepathically, we can't get through to you. Can one of you take this down?
Oh, yeah, actually, no, I think I can. Sorry. I'm still getting with it today.
You hear Ephemera's voice, but it sounds actually a bit warped, even in her mind. And just take it down now. Absolutely fuming.
Ooh. Ooh! Isn't that nice?
Spicy.
Spicy. Right.
Can I hold any kind of anything? Like, can I hold movement to run in? Can I hold?
You could hold a dash to run in. Sure, why not?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Hulfair running with you, Ava, will look at your form of tread, will nod, and will say, "You're not alone in that," and will start shifting and moving. It's not a form of dread. Stop, no. And is casting a protective force field because it's Abjura. They now have an arcane ward all around them. It does look a little bit...
This is my track record of 2 for 2 of playing opposite Abjura wizards who start flirting with my character.
It's true.
Good to know.
Right. With that and your movement, I will say that you two can run through the door and enter this scene and see it all in front of you as you would have understood it. The fracas.
Great, well then my path of action is obviously immediately clear before me.
Go on with it then.
You will suck, sir.
Right. Top of initiative.
Me.
No, that's right.
Oh, shit. Dexterous little shit.
Anton, roll me an Arcana check, please.
Well. Looks like little babby boy is a bit confused because I got a natural 1 for an 11.
Okay.
What is this for? Is this for something detrimental to me or to figure something out? Because I can change that.
For control of the Mythala.
Oh, then I'm going to use my 19 for a 29, please.
How is it still not enough?
What? I needed a natural 20 to beat this bug. Fuck.
It's a 30. They can also adapt their rolls. They've got Chronergy.
Oh wait, do I have?
Do you have? You make that choice now. It's about to go seriously down, so make that choice now.
Do I have advantage with my robes?
Oh, interesting. It's not technically any of these sort of saving throws and things like that, but I do think it's fair to allow you another roll to see if you get the 20.
And could I reaction cast Silvery Barbs so that they get disadvantage and I get advantage? I won't need the advantage because of the robes, but I can reaction cast Silvery Barbs.
I don't think you can because I've used a portent dice effectively because Chronergy has the same ability.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I can't cast Silvery Barbs to...
I don't think you'd be able to, because I think you can change Slight Legendary Resistance. You can't change it.
Okay. Cool. Right. So I'm just going to roll with advantage then.
Go for your life.
Yeah. Rather than... Am I still using the portent, or am I just rolling with advantage now?
You used the portent. No, did you use...
No.
Did you use the portent
I
at the 19?
rolled once. Yeah. But...
You've used it then?
We realised I got advantage.
You've used it.
Cool. Well, that was a 3.
Nesiril can't push you out. If you remember from last time we did these things in Mythalas, Nate couldn't push you out either. It's just who's currently in control, and Nesiril manages to wrest control from you. There's a battle of the minds, and you've experienced this with them before. Once you actually break down into their mind, they are probably partly God. There's something about their mind and the speed at which it moves, and the fact that they seem to be making choices and movements before you even made them that allow them to wrest control from you. And they stop the shield.
Oh, okay.
Just Make the shield drop.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. Oh, fuck. I wish I didn't use that 19, though.
Inside, you can see that the blue-green from the Mythalar pulses slightly, and then the energy that is pouring into the ceiling pulls back inside it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Nate, it is your turn.
So I will take my antimatter rifle and take a shot at the wall of force.
Cool. Describe how you do this. Just spin and...
Yeah, I think so. I'm not wasting any time, just getting on with it.
Sounds good to me.
That is a 26.
You hit the stationary object.
24, sorry. No, it's 26.
You still hit the stationary object, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, well, let's just do it on there. That's easier. Is 30 points of damage.
Oof.
You turn and fire at the wall, and as you do, it's almost like you're shooting at Ephemera and Ildrath. It's like a whoa! And then suddenly the wall just, the whole wall disintegrates. There was a sort of hexagonal-like wall blocking off access to the space within, and it just burns away, just fizzles out of existence, and the wall of force is down.
Cool. I would like to... Yeah, fuck it, why not? As a bonus action, I will hex Nesiril.
Nice.
Okay.
Don't really expect it to actually do that much, but
it does extra damage, you know.
Doesn't it make them have an
ability score? It does, yeah.
A disadvantage on ability checks with, I guess, intelligence.
Yeah, because that'll help with the Arcana checks against me.
Very good. They are a hex.
Nice.
Oh, and they take... Oh no, it's until the spell ends. Deal extra damage. They don't take damage instead.
They do not. It's true. Anton.
I'm gonna subtly cast that thing I messaged you about a while ago.
Are you using the Mythalar to do it?
Yeah. Because I have to. I can't do it without it.
Do you currently have enough control to do so? Roll an Arcana check.
Is that advantage again? Because of the robes?
Yes, of course, yeah, because of the robes. And I will, hang on, it's a flat roll for me, and I can't use that one. Okay.
Hey, well, fuck's sake. I rolled 2 6s at advantage for a 16.
That's not enough, sorry. I just rolled. You don't manage to wrest power away from Nesiril to do that.
What if they rolled a 4?
If they rolled a 4, would that still be to 60? I have no idea.
They'd need a plus 14 for their Arcana.
Hang on, just checking the stat block.
No, they'd need a plus 12. Fuck. That's pretty doable. That's pretty doable.
Sorry, mate. Arcana's a plus 21.
What? Well, no wonder I wasn't going to win.
It's a creature stat block. I don't know why you're complaining at me.
Right. So I can't do it?
If you do, they'd roll a 26. No, you can't cast the spell you wanted to cast through the Mythalar because you don't have spell slots to do it. You could use Elven High Magic that you've learned to do it, but it's a 9th level.
No, that would just instantly kill me.
Instantly kill you, exactly.
I need the Mythalar.
You do?
Well, yeah, that's my action. I can't do anything.
No, you didn't take an action. You tried to do something and realised that you weren't able to. You still have your action.
No, but that would be the action to attempt it, and then they would rip the power away from me, wouldn't they?
I'm not going to be too punitive about that, otherwise you just sat there going, want to do this? No. Want to do this? No. No, you try and do it and you can't.
Right.
You can do anything else.
They're not very dexterous, are they?
No.
I cast Disintegrate on them.
Cool.
Can they make a dexterity saving throw?
Mm-hmm. It's a 13.
That'll fail.
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay.
Do I use... No, I want to save them. What's 70 odd hit points, really?
10d6s. 1, 2, again. 4, 5. Cool. Right. 10, 17. 27. 37. 77 points of damage.
Okay.
Anton goes to do something, but sees you see a little struggle in him, probably Nate, and then I'll just go fuck it, and then grab the ball, and then from the ball, this little beam of green light exudes boom into Nesiril.
Where do you hit
full
them?
force?
Where do you hit them in the body?
Probably aiming for their hands and head, torso. Just stop them casting spells.
Your beam impacts them. They try and move out there, but they're old. They've got no ability to move. And you see just this beam just starts to eat away. And all of you who can see them at this point can see that it just takes out a humongous portion of their upper body, of their upper torso. They're still standing, but they're old, and they are now an old person who has been mortally, grievously wounded. But they don't seem to have lost any of their resolve or drive.
Just want to confirm that. Did I use my portent for that roll or not?
No.
Cool. Thank you.
Because, can I use my portent to try and stop something that I have absolutely no way of stopping is very boring. I don't want to do that.
Thank you.
Okay. The Baelnorn watches all of this relatively impassively. Ephemera.
Okay. So I'm obviously just going to run straight on into the room.
Sure.
Could you set the scene for me one more time?
Nesiril is standing, holding the Baelnorn by the arm, and their eyes are glowing blue and green with the power of the Mythalar. A lot of one arm and one shoulder is burned away by Anton's disintegration spell, and Nate is standing there holding a gun that he just shot at the force field that was blocking off access to this room. Would you have noticed Ava running in the door? I think Ava's just stepped through.
Ooh, did Ava make any noise? Or... because I'm pretty single-minded at this point.
Cool. And Ildra is next to you, frustratedly banging on the shield, which is now gone.
Well, I held an action to dash in when the shield was down.
Then you are dashing in with Ephemera, because you held the action. Where are you dashing to?
Into the room to see. I mean, ideally, I guess it would have been to get to Anton, but I imagine Nate is closer, so we'll probably just get to Nate.
It's not a reminder. It's not a humongous space. It's only a 50-foot square. So you are. I think, Ava, you will see both Ildrathni and Ephemera go charging into this side room. You see this whole vault, and you see the tree in front of you, and you can see the purple gem in the boughs of the tree. But you do see all of your friends charging into a side room as you run in. That's definitely the case. Ephemera, you have actions. What would you like to do?
I think you say that they're holding the Benadryl? No, that's not the word.
Yes, they're holding the Benadryl.
Well, they're poorly.
Baelnorn.
The Baelnorn by the hand, right?
They're certainly looking poorly. They're an old person who's Anton just disintegrated half their upper torso.
I'm going to assume that the contact is important, and I'm going to do a shillelagh attack and try and separate them with my staff.
Sure, go for it. It'll be just a regular attack roll against Nesiril, or you could make it a contested grapple to, bash pull off. I'd allow that too.
I'm not sure how a grapple would work with a shillelagh, because I don't have good strength for things.
I would allow, because shillelagh lets you use your wisdom modifier for attacks, yes?
Mm-hmm.
I would allow it to use your wisdom modifier for an athletics roll to try and break the grapple.
Okay. And would it count as an attack, because then I get an extra thing?
What's the extra thing that you get?
With my Staff of Power, it just has an extra 2 to everything I do with the staff, basically.
Yeah, why not?
Cool.
You can make that part of a sort of clever contested grapple to break the Baelnorn free from Neziril's grasp. I'd allow that.
Okay, that's an 18 on the dice, and then that is a plus 12. So that's a 32.
Yep. You hit them.
No, it's not. It's not a 32.
Oh, it's not hitting, is it? It's a
18. Oh, I can't maths. It's a big number.
18 and 12? 30.
30. Yeah. That's it.
I think you come down with a smack and you break the hold that Neziril's hand has, and in doing so, you free the Baelnorn from the grasp. He sort of slumps to the floor, not quite sure what the heck is going on.
Mm-hmm. Cool. And I think I have a bonus.
You certainly do.
Hang on. I haven't done combat in a bit. I need to have a sec.
Totally fine.
Yes, so I flick some spores from my hat just at Nesiril.
Sure.
And what that does is... It is a con save.
Con save? Mm-hmm. Well, they're not good at those. Yeah, that's... What is that? It's a 13.
That does not make it.
Nah, didn't think it would.
Oh, wow. So it's 2d8s, and I rolled 2 8s.
16. Necrotic.
16 necrotic damage, please.
Fantastic. Yeah, as the half of their torso, not torso, the arm is still attached, but as a big chunk of their upper body vanishes to the disintegration spell, they start coughing as the air around their head gets filled with these spores as well. That's absolutely fine.
And Ephemera is still very much absolutely seething, there are black tears leaking down. She is really angry.
Mm-hmm.
That's just flavour, that's not anything extra.
Cool. Ava, you've seen, let's say for the sake of argument, so that you're not, so you can see what's going on, as you move in, because of the angles of the doorways, you can see that Ephemera's not directly attacking Nesiril, but is their spores out, definitely in combat mode. Nate's holding his gun, but he's not pointing it at anybody. Ildra's gone over to Nate. Nat, I presume that you ran towards Nate, not Nesiril, because you wanted to buff Nate, not attack Nesiril, is that right? Grand. And Anton's currently disintegrating. Just disintegrated. Okay. So the only person really showing any kind of aggression towards Nesiril is Anton again.
And Ephemera.
Yeah, there's spores around, and Ephemera's also doing it. There you go. Yeah.
And Ephemera spores break his arm as well.
No. Break their arm.
Yeah.
And also it wasn't break their arm, it was break the hold they had over the Baelnorn.
Alright.
Okay, well, ignoring everything that I, Rebecca, know, Ava knows absolutely nothing except that Nesiril is a very doddery old person who is the closest she's ever got to getting what she wants.
It's also very sus.
Ava hasn't been there for any of the sus stuff. Ava has absolutely no idea.
I think Ava
you were at the very start. Nesiril was like, yes, I need clever people to come with me.
Yes.
Do you want to? And Ava was like, oh, yeah.
Yes, exactly. The only time Nesiril has been sus at Ava has been telling Ava that she's special and great, which none of you have ever done.
Hey.
So... normally, Ephemera attacking someone would be enough, but Ephemera didn't come and save Ava, so she is not sure what's going on, and she needs Anton to die. So, rather than wasting any big spells, because there's a chance that someone will tell Ava what is happening at some point, I'm just gonna send 6 Eldritch Blasts towards Anton.
Okay. And if I counterspell, the cantrip just fails, right?
You are not close enough.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
You also don't... It's a surprise. You have no idea it's coming.
It has
okay.
range.
You're not focusing on disintegrating Nesiril and then looking out the room going, oh look, it's Ava. Hello. This will come out of nowhere.
But they'd have to fly into the room, wouldn't they? Or get into the room. Whatever.
You can cancel the casting. You can cancel the casting, not the
Hit me. Don't be a coward.
What's your AC? It'll be fast.
20.
Cool, they all hit. The lowest I rolled was an 8. I have a plus 12, and one of them was a natural 20.
Okay.
So that is going to be 7d10 plus 30.
Yep.
She would send one and then stop to see if people are going to stop, but she's really not happy.
Okay.
What did I say? So I'm just going to send all 6. 7d10 plus 30 is what I said, right?
Yes.
That's quite a lot of damage. That is 84 points of damage to Anton.
It's 44. Because thankfully, I'm resistant to all damage.
42. And Ava will use her movement to run into the space. She'll let go of Holfair's hands. They don't have to follow if they don't want. She will unfurl her wings and get in front of Nesiril. So she is shielding them from harm. And once she is there, go, "What are you doing?"
Brilliant.
Check. How far away are Nate and Anton?
From each other?
Yeah.
Well, they're both in a 50-foot by 50-foot room, so at a maximum 20, 30.
Okay. But not within... It's not reasonable for me to have been within 5 feet of Anton as well as Nate. I was running towards Nate.
It depends. Would you have joined in front of the Eldritch Blasts? Because I quite like that anyway.
Get down, Mr. President!
There's enough complexity here, and I'm about to make it worse, so let's not add too much more to that.
Make it worse. Make it worse.
So is that a yes I can intercept or not?
Nah.
No.
We're also very tight on time.
Yeah, fair.
As Ava runs in and starts to block Nesiril from Anton's ministrations with a kind of what the hell is going on, there is a sound. It's like a piece of sheet metal being torn in half. Looking back into the room, the main room with the Tree of Souls, a portal has opened, and stepping through it is a humongous 9-foot tall robotic looking creature.
Oh, shit.
It has completely onyx skin, looks a bit like stone. It appears to have kind of Greco-Roman styling in like a helmet with a quiff, but it's all made of metal. The armor and build all around it is ridiculous. You can, those of you that have encountered them before, and Ava's just seen the bodies on the floor, this isn't inevitable. It's the worst kind of inevitable. They're called Maroots. And it is reaching up into the tree for the mind of Pandorum. And that's where we'll pick up next time.
Good. Great.
Fine.
Everything's fine.
Uh-huh.
Fuck.
Oh boy.
We're gonna fuck.
Bigger fish to fry.
Kinda. Anyway, that's where we'll pick up next time with a very complex combat to slowly be unfolded, I believe, from various different questions of who's on whose side, what's more important to deal with first, you know, all of the things. So let's pick up there next time. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you for joining us for our show. We have 3 more episodes of this show left. All this world-shattering, world-ending stuff. So let's see how all of that goes. Join us on Mondays from 6 to 9 p.m. I think we're still in Sean's show on Tuesdays, which is the same time, same place, but on Tuesday, which is a Felltide Rising, which is a bucolic seaside town. It's very different from all of this, so you can enjoy that. And that's on Tuesdays. And on Fridays we have Talking is a Free Action, where we talk and it's a free action. There's challenge rooms and there are question masters who ask nefarious questions and of our player characters and then ask questions of their players. Join us for that on Fridays, also at 6 p.m. British Summer time. All of our shows are streamed at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg. You can watch them at youtube.com/rolltogetherrpg, and you can get podcast versions wherever you download your podcasts from or stream your podcasts from or have a podcast with. So they're all over the internet. If you can't find them on your podcasting app, let us know, and we will make sure it is on your podcasting app forever. Good. We're on the socials. We have join us. Well, it's Roll Together RPG on all the socials, so this is good. And join us on in Patreon. Sorry, my brain's fried. That's a complex combat.
A lot of shit went down. A lot of shit went down, my friend.
But yes, Patreon, the D20 Club are wonderful and amazing and let us do this, and they are spectacular, and without them we couldn't do this, so massive thank you to them as well, and all our other sponsors and supporters. You can see their logos arrayed all around us. Cool. Join us next week, friends. Where are we going from here? What's going to happen? Is the world over? Bye now.
Maybe.
Bye.
Maybe.